Now, a couple of things I want to point out is at the USBC, part of our mission is to empower Black-owned businesses just like yours to thrive and to reach your full potential. Now, in today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, there's a couple of things that we feel uh, you all, as business owners, will need. Those, of course, going to be the right tools. You're going to need the right knowledge. All of that is absolutely critical for success today. So that's why we're excited to partner with Verizon again, or to continue the partnership with Verizon to bring you this engaging session today on the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform. So today we won't just be talking about the program. We're going to be diving in with three, actually four exercises that it's going to help to get you started. And then by the time you leave here today, you should be eligible to apply for the grant funding once you've completed the exercises that we have for you all today. So we will be focusing in on access to capital and helping you to get to know your numbers. This is a really, really great segment that we're going to cover today. I've actually practiced some of this myself in my own small business, so I encourage you all to follow along with this. Now, I mentioned a little bit about our mission at USBC. Hopefully, you all can see my screen. There's a QR code here if you want to learn more about USBC, but we provide committed, visionary leadership and advocacy in the realization of economic empowerment. We do this on behalf of our community. And part of that is through the creation of resources, partnerships, and initiatives that support Black American chambers of commerce and business organizations in our work of developing and growing Black enterprises. So for those of you that are still on the fence about joining as members, this is a great opportunity for you to consider joining USBC as a small business member. Go out and take a look at the many different membership benefits that we have to offer at USBC. So we encourage you all to consider joining USBC as a member. Of course, if you are a small business member, you're entitled to all those benefits that we have to offer at USBC. For those of you that are new to USBC, we're also considered the national voice, and some might say the global voice of Black business. And we're committed to creating an environment where Black-owned businesses can flourish, where we achieve, and again, we take advocacy seriously, we take access to capital and resources seriously, and our strong partnerships with our corporate partners. So now our collaboration with Verizon Small Business Digital Ready program, it's really one of the best examples, our prime example, I would say, of our commitment to our community. Verizon definitely understands the unique challenges and opportunities that face small businesses in general. And they've created a comprehensive free platform that's designed to equip each of you that are seeking additional resources and information with the digital skills and the knowledge that you need in order to succeed in today's marketplace. So today we're going to get some hands-on experience with the platform for those of you that have not had a chance to experience the platform. Before we move forward, I want to make sure to wish everyone here a happy National Small Business Month. USBC honors and commemorates National Small Business Month and small businesses. We understand the importance that small businesses play in employing people from the community, expanding the tax base, contributing to the tax base, creating wealth for Black American families and partners of Black American entrepreneurs. So we understand the importance that small businesses play, and we are definitely supportive of all the entrepreneurs out there that are pursuing starting their small businesses or in growing and sustaining their small businesses. So again, happy National Small Business Month. Now we're about to get into the sort of the meat and the potatoes of today's presentation. And many of you maybe joining, you might be asking the question, well, what exactly is the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform? And in short, for us, it's been a powerful online program, the platform, and it's been packed with resources that help our small businesses in navigating the digital world and in growing your businesses. So you all can think of it as your go-to hub for learning, for skill building, and even potentially funding opportunities. And we hope to get some of you some funding opportunities through this platform. Now, today we're going to be exploring some key areas together today, and you'll get a chance to walk through a lot of that. We'll talk about the platform itself, onboarding onto the platform. We'll talk about some of the learning modules in the platform. I actually have 2 courses we're going to go through. There's also an opportunity for coaching and networking. I mentioned the funding opportunities, and it's probably for us is probably one of the most optimal platforms in that it's free to use. It's free for you to use. And so not only do we extend it to our small business members, but to our network overall. So I'm really excited about using it. I've used it myself, and you'll kind of get a chance to see some of the history that I have in the system. So you'll get a chance to do that. So here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and get us started. Before I do that, I want to ask that you all just, if you don't mind, quickly, I'm going to get you all to drop your information in the chat, your first name, last name, and small business name in the chat, and your social links, your digital assets, websites, if you will, so that we all can get to know a little bit more about you and the businesses that you run. So you should be able to drop that into the chat during the course of this overview. Now, as you're dropping your information into the chat, I want you all to get ready for this first exercise that we're going to do. And some of you may be on your computer, or maybe you have your phone handy, and you want to begin the process of onboarding to the Verizon Small Business Digital Platform. And so what we'll do is, and I'll ask my colleague Tiffany as well to drop the link into the chat, but what we'll do is you'll get a chance to see here, this is the QR code that will take you to a special link that you can then use to open up the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform. And so that's going to allow for you to open up, or at least it'll give you an opportunity to open up the platform and learn a little bit more about the platform. And so the link is in the chat now. You'll see the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready link in order to register. Now, I am going to actually walk you through, once you get to that link, we'll do a registration, sign in, etc. All right. So the way that I typically access the link, of course, you can go directly to the link if you want, and you can register by entering your name and your email address. We also have an opportunity for you to go to our website. If you ever forget how to access the link, and in our website, if you scroll through the various carousel pages, you'll come to the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready page, and you can click on that page, and it takes you to the landing page that you'll need in order to onboard. So this is loading. I'm going to go ahead and click on register. So hopefully everyone is at this point to where you've accessed the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready page. You're going to click on the register button. It's going to take you to a registration wizard. It's a really cool registration process, and we'll walk through it together. I've already set up my profile, but we'll walk through it together so that you all can kind of see what all is involved. So very first thing you'll see is, you'll see across the top, you'll see 4 tabs. You'll see learning, grants, and networking and offers. And we'll talk a little bit more about that afterwards. But then right across from that, you'll see register and sign in. Now, as first time users, you're going to go ahead and click on register. But what it also asks you to do is to click the topics that you're interested in. Now, you're not going to be limited to just resources and information through these topics, these the 3 topics that you choose, but it helps to curate the information that you'll see first when you're browsing through the platform. So I'm interested myself, I'm interested in funding, I'm interested in managing money, and let's just say that I'm interested as well in social media. So after I've selected my 3 topics, I'm going to click on next. And then currently it has some demographic questions. It's going to ask you how you identify. Do you identify with any of the following groups? And it says, please select all that apply. Now, I think this is a very important question because it helps Verizon understand how many entrepreneurs there are from our community, how many entrepreneurs there are from other communities, and just helps them understand what the makeup is from each one of the communities. So this is definitely at the time, at the moment that we're in, very important question. And we encourage you all to answer that question to the best of your knowledge. Or if you prefer not to answer, you can certainly do that. So for me, I'm going to select Black owned. I'm going to take a look. I don't see anything else that applies to me. Well, other than male owned. And you'll see that they have all the options here: Asian owned, Hispanic owned, Middle Eastern, Native American, white owned, women owned, disability, LGBTQ, veteran or military, or spouse owned business, other, and then I prefer not to answer. And so once you've made your selections, you'll click next. And it's going to ask you where your business is located. And I'm just going to say, I'll just put in a random zip code, say Magnolia, Texas, or something like that, or you put in your zip code. This is also helpful so that they can understand where they can allocate their resources when they do in-person events or in-person activations. This is going to be very helpful. So I'm going to click next after I've entered my zip code, and then I'm going to put in my business name. I'm going to put in my business name. You might recognize this business, Dunder Mifflin. If not, don't look it up. But I'll also enter my email address. And then it's going to ask me to use a password. And so I'm going to enter my password information or create a password. And it has to fit into the criteria that they have here. And so once you have the right criteria, you can click register, and then it's going to create your registration. So it's a really easy process. I encourage you to take the 3 to 5 minutes to complete that process and give me a 1 in the chat if you've already onboarded via this process. I'm going to put a 1 in for myself. And if you have any questions, my colleague Tiffany is monitoring the questions in the Q&A as well. All right, I see some 1s. This is good. We're looking good so far. This is probably the best class I've held, so definitely appreciate y'all for staying engaged here. Let's see here. All right, we got a good number of 1s. Okay, so once we've registered, I want to go back through the platform again. I've already signed in to the platform, and I want to take a look at the platform. And so I'm just going to back out here for a second. And again, we're just going to look across the top of the screen. I'm in the platform. And you'll see again, now you have 5 tabs. Once you've created your profile, you now have your own library based on those topics that you selected and the courses that you've completed. And so let's first just walk through the learning tab first. In the learning tab, you're going to be able to drill down on different resources, whether they're courses, live events, learning paths that have been put together for you, or even some quick tips that have been shared with you. And then you can also focus in by topic. You can take a look at branding, cybersecurity, funding, managing money, legal essentials, which is really important these days, online marketing, very important, very key. Matter of fact, there's a uh, Fridays with Phil webinar that we're doing next Friday, where we speak with a CEO of a parts company in Milwaukee. And part of what she did was she leveraged the online marketing to help grow and expand her business. So the online marketing training course in Verizon Small Business Digital Ready was so uh, impactful for her business that Verizon picked up on it, and they also interviewed her as well. So this is going to be a really good segment or topic for folks to take a look at. Also, you'll have operations, social media strategy, website design, which is important, wellness, and then winning and obtaining customers. So the learning tab is going to be your friend. You're going to be able to go in here and soak up all the resources that are available to you here. Verizon also works to update the information in these topics so that we can bring to you the most current information available. So definitely encourage you all to first start here in the learning section. Now, from the learning section, you have grants. From time to time, several times throughout the year, Verizon and LISC and USBC, we work together to provide 50 small businesses with grants throughout the grant period. Now we're trying to get it 50,000, or excuse me, 50 small businesses, $10,000 grants. And in order to do that, you have to leverage the learning section. And the way that it works is you have to be an owner of a for-profit U.S. small-based business. Nonprofits are not eligible. You must be over 18, and you must apply one business only, and you have to complete any combination of 2 eligible courses or events between January 1st and June 30th of 2025 in order to unlock the application. So before you can unlock the application, you've got to complete these events. And so it's a really critical part of the grant program. And then you have to submit the application by June 30th. So we're at a point where we're about 40 days away from June 30. So it's going to be important that we complete. By the time we leave here today, we should all be on our way to completing the 2 courses and or events. You'll also notice here some other FAQs. You can definitely take some time to review all the FAQs here. But once I've completed my 2 events, I'll be able to come here and I'll see that they'll change from incomplete to complete. And this will unlock, creating an opportunity for me to go ahead and apply for the grant funding. So these are some of the resources that you can take a look at participating in. But for us, what we're going to do, we're going to provide you all with the quickest path to grant funding. And we'll walk through that in a second. So we're going to go back up to the top, and from grants, we're going to go over to networking. And under networking, they have community guidelines that they follow for their network. And they have tips for building small business partnerships. They'll share those every single week. You'll have an opportunity to review some of those tips. They have peer-to-peer check-ins that are scheduled, that are taking place throughout the week, throughout the month, and you can schedule those as you have the availability, as you have the interest. And it's all really just a matter of going out, clicking into one of the events that you want to participate in, and click on the register button. Once you do that, you'll be added to the registration, and you'll receive information and emails and updates about that particular networking event. A good number of these events are virtual. Some of them will be in person. So you have the choice, you have the flexibility to participate how you choose. And I think that's one of the other great things about this platform is it's built for the flexibility that you need in order to continue running your business. So that is the networking. And let's go back into the networking one more time. There's spotlights that they share on various members, so you get a chance to understand who some of the peers are that you'll be participating with. They ask that you be supportive, that you share your experiences when networking, that you don't try to solicit or share spam with others. So it's a really good opportunity for you to connect with others uh, and find different ways to connect with others. So I definitely encourage it. And let's see here, they have them all throughout the year at different dates and times. All you have to do is just scroll to find the one that fits you. And then I encourage you to read the community guidelines as well as you have times. So with that, I'm going to back out. I'm going to go over from networking just to this last section, which is the offers. Once that completes spinning, in addition to the learning opportunities, in addition to the grant funding opportunities and the networking, there are offers such as you can get 1 free year of constant contact email marketing. Now, up to 500 small business digital ready members can redeem 1 free year of constant contact standard email marketing plan. This is a tremendous value. Constant Contact has been a partner of USBC for a number of years. So we definitely encourage folks that need it to go ahead and redeem this offer. If you don't have an email platform, this is something that would be very useful. In addition to that, they also have opportunities for virtual business assistant in order to help with your business. They have offers for iPhones. You can definitely take a look at that. And then there's a funding marketplace that you can go and explore as well for small businesses, and also software solutions. So this is updated throughout the year, so you'll get a chance to learn more about the different opportunities that they have available. So definitely encourage you all to take a look at that. And then lastly, we'll go over to my library. And under your library, you'll see all of the content that you either have in progress or have completed, whether it's a self-paced or course or an instructor-led course, virtual course, or an in-person event that you've attended. It will be listed here in your library. So it's a really, really cool feature. I encourage you all to. All right, so what I want to do, I want to take us through an exercise real quick. Ask you to go over to the learning section. Once you get over to that learning section, we're going to search for a couple of courses. I'm going to drop the course names in the chat. And then we're going to walk through some of these together. And these are really, really cool. I think what I like most about these is that you get a chance to actually reconfirm or confirm some of the things that you already know about your business and about business in general. But then you also get a chance to learn some things that maybe you didn't know about your business and how it can help you with getting funding. So I think that that's a really, really cool benefit of this platform. So we're going to dive first into, it's my first one. No, we're not going to do the financial statements at a glance. We're going to do, let's do, see which one first. There's two that we want to do, and they both fit into the access to capital path. And once I pull this up, you'll get a chance to see exactly, how it's constructed, and you might even walk away with learning how to pull together. Yeah, I guess we'll do track your finances, financial statements at a glance. So I'm just going to drop the course name into the chat for you. And then I'm going to go over to courses under learning. And then I'm going to search for that course name, track your finances. And it might help if I just shorten the string here to track your finances. And so I'm searching for this course, and it's going to pull up the course for me. And notice it's going to be here. You'll see it's a standard course, and it's called Track Your Finances, Financial Statements at a Glance. It's a 32-minute course. Oh, someone's asking, how am I accessing the site that is showing Track Your Finances? The way that I'm accessing this site is I've signed into the platform, and I've gone to the learning section of the platform, and then I typed in the search bar, track your finances. And that has allowed me to pull up this course, track your finances, financial statements at a glance. So thank you. Thank you so much for that question. And once I find this course, here's what I want to do. First thing I want to do, I just want to click on that arrow. It takes me to that course. Now, before I, take a look at the course, I want to, just kind of go over a couple things here. You'll see that there's about a time allotment that's shown with the course. You'll see that it's available in Spanish. You'll see there's some other language subtitles as well. If I wanted to share this course with others, I could. And if I wanted to create it as a favorite or mark it as a favorite, I could as well. Now, you'll notice that the topics deal with funding, deals with managing money, it deals with operations, and also provides me with a course description. Now, this particular course, of course, we're focusing in on access to capital because we want to get our folks grant funding. And the course description is keeping track of the money can be daunting when you manage your own business. And the good news is you don't need to be an accountant or a financial advisor to get your business finances in order or to keep them that way. So this course gives you all the basics that you need in order to manage the books more effectively. It explains accounting terminology, helps you navigate financial statements, and gives you the understanding you need to make better decisions. So it's going to tell me what the objectives are. And it will also share with me who the learning instructor is, or that's developed this content. So this is a really cool piece of content. Kara Stevens, the frugal feminista, helped to develop this, and so it's really, really cool. And again, you'll see that it's also available in additional languages, and you'll see the course modules listed here at the bottom. And then you'll also see that there are some downloadable resources at the bottom of the page as well. So that's going to be cool for you to access as well. The other thing I want to show you is that each course usually has a learning path associated with it. So in this case, this course is also included in at least one learning path. And so let's take a look at what that learning path is. And so out to the right, you'll see view the full path or learning path. And so I'm going to click on that. And in that, it shows me all the different courses that make up the learning path associated with Get to Know Your Numbers, the learning path for Get to Know Your Numbers. So this is really cool for those folks that want to learn a broad array of a particular topic, but they want to understand all the different pieces of that topic. So this is really, really cool. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to step back. We're going to go back into the track your finances, financial statements at a glance. I'm going to click on that. Now, I can start and stop this course anytime that I want. And so what we'll do, we'll go through and we'll get started with the course and we'll walk through this together. By the end of this, I want to make sure that everybody is eligible and unlock the grant funding opportunity. All right. Now, once you click on it, it's going to a database and it's pulling up the actual course. So it's going to take a while for it to appear, but each one of these courses is going to have some type of an introduction. They'll have an intro quiz, and then they'll have a video that you'll watch, and then they'll have some type of application process where you apply what you learn, and then they'll have a feedback survey. All of this is required in order for you to unlock the grant funding so that they can evidence that you've completed the course satisfactorily. So I'm just going to go ahead and click start, but I'll read this. This intro quiz helps us gauge your current understanding of the subject matter. So this is a really, hopefully it's going to be a simple quiz. Let's see. A balance sheet measures a company's sales and expenses during a specified period of time. That is false. If you take the total amount of your assets and subtract your liabilities, what is the remainder known as? That is equity. Which of the following formulas can you use to calculate profit? Let's see, is it assets minus liabilities equal profit? No. Is it sales minus cost of goods sold equals profit? That's probably it. Is it sales minus liabilities? No. Is it income minus cash flow? No. So I'm going to say sales and cost of goods sold. All right, so I'm going to select the continue button below. Let me exit out of this. And I'm going to go ahead and advance us forward. And then it's going to bring us to a video.
This is a self-paced course, which includes core content, knowledge check, and access to job aids. You can return as often as you like. Plan to spend 30 minutes to complete.
All right, and so once you complete
So what inspired me was that I was struggling with money. And after having gone to the library and finding wonderful women who were talking about money and giving me lots of tips, I found even still that there was something missing. And what was missing was that these authors were 20 and 30 years older than me. So I created the Frugal Feminista because I wanted to fill that gap. Well, I realized as a business owner, it was super important for me to have a financial statement because there were times when I would go months and even close to a year without invoicing my clients. And there was one time when I didn't even get paid because that company actually went bankrupt. So I put all of my income received on an income statement, and that allows me to see the difference between income received and sales. Income received is the actual money that you can open up your bank account and see that is there waiting for you. Sales is the promise that you will have that income coming to you, and that's a big difference. The benefits of tracking your finances are, one, you have a clear understanding of where your money is going, so it will allow you to hire new people, for example, get more inventory, get a clear understanding of what your next quarters are going to be in terms of what products and services you're going to provide your customers. So it's super important for you to have the pulse of your business when you have a financial statement. Before we jump in, let's break down what accounting is. Accounting is the process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to make decisions. It is the pulse of your business and lets you know how your business is doing financially. Why is this important? For me, it was the aha moment of realizing I was not being paid for my services, and I'm not in business for free. We know businesses need reliable data to make informed decisions. Do I have enough? For example, do I have enough in order to hire new talent? Do I have enough for payroll this week? Should I be thinking about a loan at this time? Or even launching a new marketing campaign? To bring these numbers to life, let's take a look at the day in the life of a cafe owner. This cafe does 3 things really well. Makes cold brew from scratch, takes pride in baking fresh pastries, and specializes in crafting a unique bean blend. For this example, we are going to zoom in on the cafe's handcrafted blend of hot coffee. They only sell one size. In the morning, the owner realizes he's out of hot cups and coffee beans and has $1,000. He goes to the local manufacturer to buy 500 hot cups for $1 a cup and 125 pounds of coffee beans for $4 a pound. The owner opens the cafe and sells out by 3 p.m. The cafe sold 500 hot cups of coffee at $5 each, and this continues to happen over the next month. The owner is curious. How much profit did they make? Should they sell more than one product? Should they expand their business? To help answer these questions, we need a way to record their finances. Accounting makes this possible by getting detailed reports and summarizing their financial performance over a given period of time. We call these reports financial statements, one of which we call an income statement. There you can find how many sales a business had minus the cost and what the resulting profit or loss was. Another name for an income statement is a P&L or profit and loss statement. Now let's visualize what this looks like for the cafe. The cafe sold 500 hot cups of coffee at $5 each and made $2,500 for the day. That's what we call sales or revenue. They incurred costs to buy the cups and the coffee beans. Each hot cup cost the cafe $1 each, while the cost of the coffee beans were $4 a pound. This is also known as cost of goods sold, or COGS for short. We then need to deduct it from the revenue. If you add this up, you can see the cafe made a profit of $1,500. This is called net income. As you can see in this example, we decided to focus on sales and revenue, cost of goods sold, and net income. There are other factors that you'll have to consider, like operating expenses, tax expenses, and interest expenses, and we'll cover these later in the practice activity. Next, we're going to take a look at the second main financial statement, the balance sheet. The balance sheet shows which assets the business owns, the liability it owes to others, and the equity that belongs to its owners. Assets are usually things of value or resources that the business owns or uses, like land or buildings, office equipment, inventory, or cash, to name a few. Liabilities are what you owe to others, what you owe to your creditors, what you owe to your suppliers for goods, and what you owe to the IRS for taxes. The third component is equity. This concept is a bit more abstract. It is the amount that would be left in a business if it sold all its assets and paid all of its liabilities. In other words, it is the difference between total assets and total liabilities. This leftover money belongs to the owners of the business. In a balance sheet, the assets are on one side, like land and building, office equipment, inventory, and cash, to name a few, and equity and liabilities are on the other side. If you draw a line between the two and then another line at the top, you've created a T account. This is what accountants use to visualize accounting transactions all the time. We're going to come back to this often. You can see that the left side is just as big as the right side. That's because everything the business owns or its assets were purchased either with debt or someone else's money, or its own money, meaning equity. Now, for money to go into one account, it has to come out of another. We call this the flow of economic benefit from a source to a destination. We already said that equity equals assets minus liability. Now, if we rearrange it to look like this, we get assets equals equity plus liability. Both sides are always in balance. That's why it's called a balance sheet. And that is the foundation of any accounting system. The accounting equation is the total amount of assets equals the total amount of equity and liabilities. Let's see how the balance sheet looks for the cafe. If we go back to our cafe owner, he started the day with $1,000 cash in hand, which is also money or equity. The cash on the left side equals the equity on the right.
Now remember, the cafe owner ran out of hot cups and coffee beans. He had to purchase them before the start of the day. This purchase is called inventory. In this process, his cash was reduced to zero, but in exchange, he received another asset, inventory. He did not get richer or poorer by that, right? The total amount of assets is still 1,000. After the cafe sold all 500 cups of hot coffee, the owner had $2,500 in the register. We can see on the left side, the total amount of assets is $2,500. At the end of the business day, the inventory is gone. You notice it is zero because the cafe sold out of hot cups and used all of the coffee beans, and on the credit side, we have $1,000. How can this be? We know balance sheets always need to be equal, so what's missing? This missing component is the profit the cafe made during the day. We see the net income is $2,500. When he started the day, it was only $1,000, but due to the success of the business, he now sold all the cups of coffee and ended the day with $1,500, which is reflected in a higher equity. Net income is the link between the income statement and the balance sheet. So when we added the profit of $1,500 to the right side to the $1,000, we are now in balance.
Hopefully you have a better understanding of the different types of financial sheets. Now, if you're ready, go into the next activity to test your new knowledge.
All right. So I really like the way that they pulled together the video, walked us through the financial statements, walked us through the different inputs. They gave us the equation. I encourage you all to take notes as you're walking through the videos. Now, here, what they do is they'll put in a knowledge check for you to go in and just kind of reinforce what you've learned. And so I'm going to go ahead and in this next module, I'm going to go ahead and click start. We're going to do this quick knowledge check, and we'll walk through it together. Balance sheet measures a company's sales and expenses during a specific period of time. Is that true or false? And in the chat, drop true or false. Let's see. I agree. Who's that? Your group escapes? Yes, that was definitely very nice and simple. Who would say the answer is true? Who would say it's false? All right, someone says that is true. Let's see. Balance sheet measures a company's sales and expenses. Income statement measures a company's sales and expenses. So I'm going to say false. All right. An income statement measures a business sales and expenses during a specified period of time. The income statement is also known as profit and loss statement. And then the balance sheet, on the other hand, provides a summary of assets, debt, and equity at a specific point in time. So we're going to go to the next one. All right, if you take the total amount of your assets and subtract your liabilities, what is the remainder known as? Is it equity? Is it cash flow, investments, or profit and loss? Equity. Let's drop in equity and submit. And equity is the amount that would be left if you took the total amount of your assets and subtracted your liabilities. This is the value of ownership in the business after subtracting debts. All right, perfect. We're doing good. We're 2 for 3. Now let's go into the next one. Which of the following formulas can you use to calculate profit? Income minus cash flow equal profit. Assets minus liabilities equal profit. Sales minus cost of goods sold, or COGS, equal profit. Sales minus liabilities. I'm going to go with sales minus cost of goods sold. All right, we got sales and cost of goods sold from the audience. Yes. Using your income statement, you can calculate the gross profit for a certain period of time by taking your total sales and subtracting the cost of goods sales, also known as COGS, cost of goods sold. Refers to the costs specifically associated to production of the products or services you sell. Now, besides gross profit, another profit measure is net profit. which is calculated by subtracting the cost of goods sold plus any other expenses related to doing business. So we'll complete this. All right, we were 100%, and I appreciate that because we did it. It was a team effort. So I'm gonna click on continue. And then it gives me an activity where it's gonna ask me to go through just this quick daily accounting checklist. So for all of our businesses, we should update our financial data, make sure that we check that all the information is correct in our accounts, make sure we're reporting the cost of our uh, uh, inputs, whether it's materials that we're purchasing, whether it's labor, whether it's invoices we're uh, sending out. All of this shows the money moving in and out of our businesses. Reconcile cash against receipts. Doing this at the end of the day helps determine if there are cash shortages or overages in a timely manner, so you can figure out where your money went. That's really, really important. Daily is a bit much, but I think it's important if you're a small business and you want to make sure that everything is accurate and complete. Review and reconcile your transactions. This is also important as well. You want to spend a little time on each task or each day, just kind of eliminating any grueling month-end chores. And it's also a good time to review pending transactions for any errors, anything that needs to be reversed in or out, anything that needs to be updated. This is a good time to do all of your reconciliations, after having completed this. Let's see. You want to make sure that you record all the payments that you receive. Depending upon how the payments are received, whether it's by check, whether it's by electronic payment, whether someone makes a deposit at your bank on your behalf. You want to make sure that all that gets recorded in your books. Recording and categorizing expenses. Sometimes if you have accounting software, there are apps that you can use to report your expenses and upload receipts. This is really cool. Sometimes it's expensive, but it easily takes care of all that information immediately for you. So you can definitely do that. Or if you're recording everything in like spreadsheets, make sure that you capture it and record your, keep physical hold of your receipts. So definitely, make sure that you keep a good match of everything. Inventory. Entering the inventory the same day you receive it keeps your system up to date. Large companies typically have inventory tracking systems. Smaller companies do not. So you want to make sure that you track that and keep good record, keep good count of it, and be able to attach to it as needed. So let's see. Invoicing your clients, billing your clients in a timely manner. Don't wait to invoice people. Bill them as soon as you have performed a service or provided a product. Make sure that you get that sent out as soon as possible. Do not wait. Invoice those clients as soon as possible. Paying your vendors. Don't pay them before it is due. Set payment reminders so that you can pay your bills on time and avoid any late fees. But I definitely encourage. I know it's great to if you have the cash on hand to pay your vendors, but you don't want to pay them before it is due, unless you get a discount from your vendors. Back up your data. Make sure that all your financial data is backed up, either automatically or manually every single day. So these are some of the activities that they encourage you all to do as small business owners. And then there's a couple other things that you can walk through and how to prepare an income statement. I encourage you to take a look at that. How to prepare a balance sheet. Definitely take a look at that. And then review the recap for the income statement and the balance sheet. These are really good resources for you to take on. And then once you've done with this, we've completed the course. I'm just going to go ahead and complete the course, and then we'll move forward with the survey. Start the survey. And it's going to ask you 3 questions on a scale of 1 to 10. How likely is it that you would recommend this platform to another small business owner in your network? I'm going to recommend this because I think it's important. Understanding financial statements is definitely important. How much do you agree that the course increased your overall confidence in accounting terminology? I think we're all pretty confident in it. I'm going to give it a 5. And then, in your opinion, was the content of this course too basic, just right, too advanced? For me, it was just right. It was a good refresher of accounting. I've completed this, and now once I've completed this, I can close this window, and then I can complete my next learning course. So what I'm going to do is we'll do the same thing. We'll go back to our home page, or to our learning page. And then from the learning page, we are going to type in, let me find the name of this one. This one's a really good one as well. It's not as long as the one that we just did. Give me 1 second. Almost lost it. Okay, this next one that we're going to do, this one will be even quicker than that one. And let me pull it up. It's not the tracking. We just did that one. Let's see. We will do, let's do readiness. Yeah, I think we'll do readiness. So we'll do strengthen your loan application readiness. So I'm going to drop that in the chat as well for everybody. And then I'm going to go over to the learning courses, and I'm going to type in strengthen your loan application readiness. This is a good one too. Oh, let me see here. Make sure I got the right title. I think I do. Want to double check the name. Now I'll drop it in there for you. Strengthen your loan application readiness. Okay, let me take off the colon. All right, let's see. Just type in loan application readiness. Let's see. And Tiff, I'm probably looking under the wrong name, and my colleague Tiff is with me. Let me see, loan application. I wonder if I got loan application.
Let me double check for you, Phil.
Okay. You know what? Let's do this. Let me just take out application, type in loan.
Are we looking for strengthen your loan application readiness?
Yes.
Okay.
And it may just be, let me just go back to the last path that we had. Get to know your numbers. Y'all bear with me 1 minute. Get y'all out a couple of minutes.
Leslie found it.
You found it? Leslie found it. Strengthen your loan application readiness. See if I can find it in the pad. Go back here, learn paths, funding. Improve your access to capital. Okay, yeah. So it is strengthen your loan application readiness. I may have truncated a word or two, but this is the one. It's called strengthen your loan application readiness. Let me copy. So let me see if I can just and then share the link with y'all. Right. So it's under that learning path, improving your access to capital. And this one's real cool. It's getting financing for your business. Feel like an uphill battle. Let's see, many owners are turned down for loans without ever fully understanding the reasons. Let's see. But there are things you can do to strengthen your chances in the application process, and this course will shed light on the loan process, including what lenders are looking for as they review your application, how you can evaluate and improve your financial standing, and how to create a strong business plan that establishes why they should put their faith and money in your business. So it's a real cool let's see, it's a real cool course. I like this one, and so we'll just kind of briefly run through it. I'm going to click on start. There's a couple of things too that we learned from a previous course on evaluating your credit report, and I think that there's going to be some touch points from there as well. But we're going to go to the intro quiz. I'm going to get y'all to help me with some of the answers in this intro quiz. I'm going to click start. And first question, which of the following are essential parts of a business plan that you can present to lenders? Mission statement, competitor and industry analysis, financial statements, prototypes for all current and future offerings. I would think a mission statement, financial statements, and then maybe a competitor and industry analysis. What do y'all think? I'm going to say a competitor in the industry analysis. I'm going to click submit. All right. Let's see. The second question, a balance sheet statement provides a summary of your company's cash flow, income, assets, debt, and equity, business credit score, and standing. I'm going to say assets, debt, and equity. All right. What does debt service coverage ratio measure? A company's ability to pay its debts with its operating income, or the number of outstanding debts accounts a business has, the number of outstanding debt accounts a business has, is that twice? Yeah. Uh, or how much debt a company has now versus the same time last year. I think it measures the company's ability to pay its debt with its operating income. So I'll click submit. All right, and so once we're done with that, we'll click and we'll watch the video quickly.
This self-paced course offers core content, apply what you learned, and worksheets. Revisit the material as often as you like.
Whether you are an aspiring entrepreneur or an established business owner, the ability to raise capital is crucial to fund your startup, scale your enterprise, finance new equipment, and secure property. While there are many financing options available, it can sometimes be tough to secure a loan, and it's even more challenging when you don't know much about the process or how you're being evaluated by lenders. I'm El Ciaga, an entrepreneur and a small business advisor with NextStreet, the firm that created the small business funding marketplace. In addition to raising capital for my own ventures in the healthcare sector, I've helped businesses of all sizes navigate the loan application process. In this course, I'll be giving you insights on how you can strengthen your chances of securing a loan by understanding your business from a lender's perspective, then taking steps to demonstrate your business savvy and value as a potential customer. I'll also be sharing details about how to determine the loan amount you may qualify for and what documents you'll need to prepare in order to apply. Finally, I'll show you how you can explore lending opportunities on the small business funding marketplace powered by NextStreet. Ready to get started? Let's begin by looking at the folks you need to get on your side, the lenders themselves. The best way to approach the loan process is to think like a lender. So, what are lenders looking for when they review the applications? Let's look at some deciding factors. Lenders want candidates who can demonstrate sound financial stability and planning skills. This doesn't mean that you need to be a financial expert, but you do want to dive into your numbers and understand what they say about you and your business. If you are an established business, you want to show your profitability and how the desired loan can help you strengthen it. If you're a pre-startup, you want to show that you have done your homework about your desired industry and market, and that your financial projections indicate when you'll be able to turn a profit. Lenders are also looking at how well you know your current and target customers, who they are, what motivates them to purchase, and how you can get them to keep coming back. Another point of interest for lenders is how you plan to address the various risks and fluctuations that might hinder your ability to make loan payments. What continuity plans do you have in place for when business conditions are unfavorable? Finally, lenders want to know why you're looking for this funding and how you intend to use it. Once you know what lenders are looking for, it's easier to take a crucial look at your business performance and evaluate your ability to support a loan. As we mentioned, lenders will take a very close look at your financial health, so you want to examine your financial statements and other health indicators to know what they say about your business. Your financial statements can be created in many different ways, but today's accounting tools make it easier to generate these documents yourself, provided you are using good bookkeeping practices. If your business is in operation, then you'll likely have the information you need in your accounting softwares, which can then create the reports you need at the touch of a button. Some examples include QuickBooks, FreshBooks, and Zoho Books. An accountant can also help you create your financial statements and help you better understand what they mean. For either of these options, your statements are only as good as the information you provide, so it pays to be accurate, timely, and consistent when entering your revenue, expenses, and all other financial data. There are 3 key statements to know. First, your income statement is used to evaluate financial performance and profitability during a specific period of time. By comparing income statements from different periods, you can identify trends in revenue and expenses, then adjust your business operations accordingly. Also called the profit and loss statement, the income statement contains your business's net earnings for that period, also referred to as the bottom line. On your income statement, lenders want to see consistent revenue growth, healthy gross profit margins, and a positive net income. Let's look at some examples. Everyday Essentials is a retail clothing store in Los Angeles that opened 3 years ago. On their income statement, you can see that their revenue is $500,000. This seems like a healthy number, especially when you compare it to the previous 2 years' income statements. They've shown steady growth each year they've been open, demonstrating market demand. After subtracting the cost of their goods sold, $200,000, their gross profit is $300,000, meaning they're making more than what they spent on their products. This indicates that they can effectively manage costs. Their total net income refers to their overall profitability after expenses, taxes, and interest. Lenders would be encouraged that Everyday Essentials has a net profit of $105,000. The Wardrobe Hub opened 10 years ago, a few blocks down from Everyday Essentials. Their revenue is $300,000, and while the lower sales might indicate a weaker market position than their competitor, the rest of the statement tells a fuller story. You can see their gross profit is $120,000, meaning they have a higher cost of goods sold compared to their revenue. And even though their expenses are lower than the other stores, they're operating at a loss, which is concerning for lenders. Next, the balance sheet provides a summary of your company's assets, debt, and equity at any specific point in time. It reveals you owe more money than you have, or vice versa, using the equation assets equal liabilities or debt plus shareholders' equity. Lenders are looking at your balance sheet for financial stability. Everyday Essentials total assets are $580,000, indicating a strong business foundation. This is further confirmed by the fact that their total liabilities or debts are $170,000. If we divide their debts by their assets, we can see that they have a debt ratio of 29%, meaning that 29% of the company's assets are funded by debt, which is a manageable level. The business's total equity is $410,000, which shows strong ownership and financial health. The Wardrobe Hub's balance sheet shows total assets are $205,000, a smaller asset base that could limit their growth potential. Their debts total is $190,000, meaning a significant portion of their assets, 92%, is funded by debt. Their total equity is only $15,000, so when lenders compare what they own with what they owe, the Wardrobe Hub is a higher financial risk. A cash flow statement shows the inflows and outflows of cash in your business. It helps you understand how much cash is generated from your core operations, how much is spent on investments like equipment, and how much is received or paid in loans and equity. For funding, investors and lenders look at your cash flow statements to assess your business's liquidity and ability to meet financial obligations. In essence, it provides a clear picture of your business's financial health and its capacity to grow and sustain itself. Liquidity refers to a company's ability to exchange an asset for cash if needed, without losing value. Some assets are more liquid than others. For instance, cash is considered the most liquid asset. If you have it in the bank, it can easily be accessed. Other examples of liquid assets include bonds or stocks. Assets that are less liquid include real estate, stock options, and intangible assets like brand recognition or intellectual property. On a cash flow statement, lenders want to see positive operating cash flow, smart business investment activities, and overall increase in cash reserves to demonstrate liquidity and operational efficiency. If we look at Everyday Essentials cash flow statement, we can see that they have an operating cash flow of $160,000, suggesting strong cash generation from their core business operations. They have invested back into their business by purchasing $50,000 of property and equipment, and they have a healthy net increase in cash reserves at $110,000. Looking at the Wardrobe Hub's cash flow statement, we can see that they have a negative cash flow from operations, indicating challenges generating cash from their core activities. They did invest $30,000 in property and equipment, but this wasn't ideal considering they don't have the cash inflow to support it. Their $50,000 decrease in cash reserves raises serious concerns with their liquidity, and lenders would likely view them as a higher risk for defaulting on a loan. If you are a pre-startup business, you won't have the financial statements to tell the story about your profitability. This is why your business plan and financial projections will need to show when you'll expect to turn a profit. We'll explore that more in a bit. Looking at these financial statements alone, Everyday Essentials LLC would be a more promising candidate for a loan than the Wardrobe Hub LLC. One of the most common issues among business owners is being intimidated by financial concerns. And most would rather deal with almost any other day-to-day challenge than think about money. This is why every entrepreneur needs to become comfortable with regularly looking at their financial health to address issues before they become too big to overcome. If I were advising the Wardrobe Hub on how to turn things around, I'd let them know that their first priority would be to pay down their debt. Or if they are currently in a position where the interest rates on their loans are high, they should reach out to lenders to look at refinancing their current loans for lower rates. Also, I would recommend to hold off on reinvesting in their business until their liabilities are more manageable. They should also try to reduce their operational costs and launch a promotional campaign to generate more revenue. And they might consider reevaluating the current pricing structure as their profit margins are low. Another vital indicator of business health is your credit standing. For new businesses or those with revenues under $10 million, your personal credit scores can matter significantly. Credit scores greater than 670 are considered good, while those above 740 are considered very good. You may also already have or be beginning to build a business credit score. It's similar to a personal credit score because it demonstrates how financially sound and reliable your business is, especially how likely you are to make payments on time. There are 3 major credit bureaus that report business credit: Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. Your business credit score will be affected by aspects such as payment history, company size, length of time in business, risk in your industry, and how much of your available business credit you are using. If you've examined your financial health indicators and they paint a positive picture, then you may be a good loan candidate. Before you apply, you want to determine your specific capital needs. A lender is going to want to know the purpose for the loan and the detailed breakdown of how you intend to use the funds. But how do you know what is realistic amount to ask for? To determine this, you can calculate your debt service coverage ratio, or DSCR. DSCR is one of the most important metrics. It measures a company's ability to make its debt payments with its operating income. Lenders prefer to see a high debt service coverage ratio, indicating that the company has enough income to make its payments and can manage debt effectively. The ratio is calculated by dividing your net operating income by your annual debt service, which is the sum of all your monthly loan payments over the course of the year. So, what is considered a good DSCR? Generally, a ratio of 1.25 to 1.5 is considered good, depending on the lender and the type of loan. A 1.5 DSCR means that the business has enough operating income to cover 1.5 times its debt obligation amount. A 2 DSCR means that the business has enough operating income to cover at least twice its debt obligation amount. Once you have a solid grasp of your financial health, an understanding of your capital and loan needs, as well as an idea of what loans you can qualify for, it's time to make sure you have a compelling business plan. This is very important to the loan application process. Lenders examine it closely when making their decisions. So, what do you need to include in your business plan? The first part of your business plan is a business overview or executive summary. This should include your business's mission statement and legal structure, an assessment that demonstrates your understanding of the risks and prospects for your industry and who you have on your leadership team. In your market analysis, you want to show that you understand the demand for your product or service. This includes defining what niche your products or services fit into and which segment of the population will be the most likely to purchase them. Research this target audience's behaviors so that you know what makes them tick, what characteristics they share, where they can be found online, what issues you can solve for them, and what motivates them to purchase. This research will inform your marketing strategy, where you can outline your plan to capture your target audience's attention and determine which marketing channels you'll use to convert them into paying customers. Next up is the competitor analysis, where you will identify which businesses are legitimate competitors. How are their offerings different from those of your business? How do you differentiate themselves to the target audience? And how much of their audience overlaps with yours? Also, be sure to investigate their pricing structures, since that will influence how you price your own products or services. As detailed in the previous section, your financial health indicators will likely be a key factor in any loan application. In your business plan, you'll want to include the 3 financial statements we mentioned, using them to illustrate your revenue, profitability, and expenses. Your credit standing, which includes both your personal and business credit, a sales plan, which will include your revenue goals and how you intend to achieve them, your financial projections to forecast your business's future performance, and your pricing strategy, which shows the cost of producing your goods or services and the rationale behind your markup to reach your desired profit margin. In the operations plan, you'll highlight what your daily processes look like, what equipment or staffing you need, as well as your operational costs. Detail the different steps of your supply chain, as well as the logistics of delivering items to customers. The key value lenders are looking for is efficiency. Are you operating in a cost-efficient, timely manner, or is there room for improvement? Unfortunately, even the best business strategies can't prevent bad things from happening. That's why lenders want to know that you've examined your plan from every angle to evaluate the various risks you might encounter. They want to see an outline for business continuity. What is your contingency plan to stay in business even amid unfavorable business conditions? Finally, your business plan should include a description of your capital needs, including the loan amount you're seeking, as well as an explanation how the funds will be used. Now, you might be thinking that a business plan sounds like a lot of effort, and you're right, but it's just as much for your benefit as it is for the lenders who will be evaluating your application. Without a solid understanding of these components, you won't be able to set your business on the most optimal path to sustainable growth. And you don't have to get it alone. There are free resources available to help you create your business plan, located at an SBDC near you. Small Business Development Centers, or SBDCs, are programs funded by the Small Business Administration, or SBA, that provide counseling and training to startups and small businesses. You can visit the SBA's website to find an SBDC in your area that can help you with writing your business plan and other business growth needs. Now that you know more about how to prepare to seek funding, I want to introduce to you Small Business Funding Marketplace. This is a platform designed with business owners like you in mind, and it features an array of responsible lenders offering affordable loans at market rate, plus crowdfunding and grant opportunities, all in one place. Let's take a quick tour. The Small Business Funding Marketplace offers a curated list of loans from community development financial institutions, banks, and crowdfunding platforms, plus grants that may be applicable to your business. These loans and grants have been pre-vetted to ensure they are responsible and provide fair and transparent terms and pricing. Through the marketplace, you can see all offers, filtering by amount, product type, credit score required, and years in business required to help you find the best option for your business. On the snapshot view of the loan, you can see key details like typical APR, loan size, required credit score, geography served, and typical term. Click Read More to learn additional information about the provider, type of loan, minimal annual revenue and years in business, estimated time to fund, deferment period, target audience, collateral, guarantor, and capital injection requirements, plus product differentiators. Once you have reviewed your options, compared across multiple products, and feel ready to apply, click Apply Online. This will take you from the funding marketplace into the application experience with the lender you selected. You will then work with that lender's team to navigate your application process. For grants,
All right, folks. Terribly sorry about that. It looks like it kicked me out. Let's see if I can pick it right back up. Oh, Wait a minute. I'll lock myself up here. Give me 1 second, folks. Let me see what's going on here. And we're almost wrapping up. All right, I think I encountered an error. But what I want to do, we completed the first one together. We completed this one together. The next step would be to do the review and then also complete the survey. And so once you've completed that survey, and I've been locked out of the system, but once you've completed that survey, you'll get a chance to go and unlock the opportunity to complete the grant funding. And so it's going to be a real quick and easy grant application. I was going to take you through it. What I'll try to do is figure out what happened with my platform and then go back in and record that. But the grant application is open from now until June 30th, and this closes at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So you want to make sure that no matter what time zone you're in, you get it in before that 11:59 Pacific time on June 30th. And then the applicants will be notified about whether or not they've been selected, excuse me, as a finalist by August 10th. So that's going to, let me see if I can do one more thing here. That's going to take us pretty close to pretty much the end. Now, I encourage you guys, you followed live on the platform, you registered for course number 1 and course number 2. The next step that I want to do is have you all to register for our upcoming National Success Story, where we're going to focus in on Natasha Broxton. Natasha is the CEO and president of Select Auto Parts and Sales, and she has a really amazing story about this Verizon Small Business Digital Ready, how it helped to propel her small business into a large small business out of Milwaukee. So she's taken over 50 courses through the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready program, and she's continuing to take more. So I encourage you all to tune into that. You can register by scanning the QR code here, or you'll also find it in some outgoing communications from USBC for you to register as well. Next up, we do have the Buy Black platform. For those that have not registered your business there, we encourage you to go out and register your business at the Buy Black platform. We have tons of resources there as well for our small business members and for our small businesses listed there. We also have a certification platform at the Buy Black platform as well. So you get a chance to not only register and list your business for hundreds of thousands of consumers to search and to find, but you also have a certification program for businesses that are 51% or more Black owned. So we encourage you to take advantage of that resource. Next up, we do have a ton of resources at USBC for our members, but we also have some for our general audience as well. That includes our resource desk that is sponsored by Wells Fargo, one of our longstanding partners. And then we also, let's see, we have some information from Okay, I've got it in here twice. The Verizon Small Business Digital Ready Grant is listed in here as well as our partnership with Lendistry, which is a CDFI that we have available. We encourage you all to take a look at that. And then we have our SCORE mentorship partnership, where we have access to mentors for our small businesses to take advantage of. We encourage you to register for the SCORE mentorships. Lastly, on behalf of our president, Ron Busby, our board, our staff, our chambers, I want to thank you all for attending on today. This was a very, a little bit longer course, but we wanted to make sure that we did a walkthrough of the platform so that we can give you all a good look at the platform, what it looks like, and then also get you an opportunity to unlock the funding opportunity, the grant funding opportunity. So we will have more training opportunities in the future. I encourage you to visit usblackchambers.org/webinars, and then also pay attention to any outgoing emails, pay attention to any social media posts that have training opportunities that you might be interested in, and then always share that with your networks as well. So with that, we thank you all. We appreciate you and wish you best of luck in the Verizon Small Business Digital Ready platform. Any questions, please feel free to send an email to programs@usblackchambers.org, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. Y'all have a great day and a great week, and happy Small Business Month to everyone on the call. Thank you all so much.